Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another new episode of Gridiron Weekly. This is going to be our permanent spot, I think, forever. William will touch on that at the end. He'll let us know if this is our permanent spot forever. But it's 6 o'clock on a Tuesday. What else are you going to do? Where else are you going to be? But with us, forget dinner, forget family. We're here. We're here for you to increase your knowledge on everything. We're going to start off, since we had so much going on last week, the last couple of weeks, we're going to start off with just a tiny bit of some collegiate football. So we all know we had the Underwear Olympics. It went well. It was the fastest ever Underwear Olympics. And by that, I mean the combine, fastest ever as far as speed-wise. Some of the numbers were eye-popping and just outrageously ridiculous. Makes you wonder if these are humans or what. But anyway, I digress. So after they do the Underwear Olympics, all these players want to do what's called a pro day. Now, I listen to the big players, the players. I've listened to Pat Kerwin, all these other players on NFL Network who said if I were GM, I just simply wouldn't go to those any longer. Now, I heard Mendoza, his explanation was that yes, he probably could have thrown at the combine, which he just should have because it's not a big deal. You know, they know they're not your own receivers. He says he's doing it at Indiana to highlight the players that weren't invited to the combine. That's a very noble thing to do. I don't know if it's complete and total horse crap, but we'll find out. These things, and I'll give you my opinion real quick, and then we'll go to John and Billy. I think they're a waste of time because they're completely scripted, and I can't believe that they give actual statistics. So if you give me a stat that a quarterback went 57 for 57 with X number of touchdowns, it's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. It truly is. So I'm going to let John jump in there first. John, give me your impression, brother.
Other than even at the combine, other than tracking speed and I guess strength, I don't really pay attention. Pro days even worse, like you say. I agree with you. I mean, I don't even know. I can't imagine anyone's stock has ever gone up or down due to a pro day. You know what I mean? Like, I'm figuring, other than the part that Bill said the 1 week, which I agree with, too, is more personality, talking to the guy, finding out what they're all about, maybe getting them in the room where you show them plays and have them dissect them with you. That kind of stuff, I understand, is probably big. But as far as what's going on in the field, I just don't see it. I don't see it meaning anything.
William.
Well, from a player standpoint, I guess the pros of having a pro day would be this just like familiarity and comfort. You're in your own facility. You've got your own staff. You're with your teammates. It kind of can showcase your talent. It's more like targeting your talent, right? You're doing what you want to do as opposed to somebody else telling you, okay, now you're going to do this, now you're going to test this, now you're going to do that. You're basically doing what you kind of want to do at a pro day. I mean, it still has a format and a layout, but I believe that they're the ones that dictate the format and the layout, and I think the team has some say so in it as well. I think the cons of it is just what I said. It's a controlled environment. You know, it's scripted. It's really designed for players to succeed, right? I mean, if you're at a pro day, it's not showcasing your weaknesses, right? You're showcasing your talents, which may not, it's not going to accurately reflect what you do in a game. You know what I'm saying? So I think really truthfully, that Senior Bowl really gives you. That's somewhere. I mean, even though it's a very small sample size, the guys don't play that much, but it gives you a little bit. It's a little bit better. It reflects in-game performance, and obviously what you saw they did in college. You know what I'm saying? But and then you don't have on pro days. You don't have a lot of. You're very limited in the medical evaluation as well, right? So so.
They probably got a full medical makeup at the combine, though.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, but
now I got a question for you, Billy.
Yeah,
would you be opposed if the pro day went like this? You came out, you did your scripted thing, and then similar to say a debate and or a concert, that you turn to the audience and say, "Okay, throw me your suggestions." Meaning, each team could suggest they do a pattern or a throw. Because I remember reading a long time ago when Mark Sanchez came out. The Jets asked him, it was a very windy day at USC. They asked him to turn around and throw into the wind. And he said, yeah, no problem. And he showed off a powerful arm into the wind, which is one of the reasons why they drafted him. Would you be opposed to that?
Not at all. I would not be opposed to that at all. I think that's, yeah. Because here's the thing, like it doesn't always what you do, and even you can say this about the combine. I mean, I said this before. I said this the last time we talked. Combine is it really it's like almost track and field. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I mean, it's football, track and field is what it is. You know,
Yeah.
it doesn't. That doesn't just because you had a good strong pro day performance or combine performance, not always going to translate to NFL success. So you can overstate a guy's value by in some of that aspects.
John, your thoughts?
I agree. I'll tell you, if I was a talent guy or I was making those decisions, I'm looking at I'm looking at them playing the game. I'm looking at playing football. That would be strictly for me to speak to them. I'd like to see how smart they are, what they know, what their football IQ is, all that stuff. The other thing, saying, okay, here I am with my favorite receiver, I'm going to throw it 50 yards. I just don't see how that means anything to me. But I would definitely want to talk to them about their IQ. You could figure it out. I'm sure those guys do it well. And that's all I would do, because otherwise, man, I don't understand the point of them. I almost think they could be banned. You don't even need them. Yeah, you put all your play on tape. It's all there. I think you could see more. Me watching Mendoza play Ohio State, playing whoever, Miami, going out is better than me watching him over in Indiana throwing to whoever. That's my thought.
Surratt and all that nonsense. Question to you, John. Do you think they're going to make this similar to the NFL draft and they're going to start moving it? Obviously, it's only going to be indoor.
Oh, they could. I just don't know who the hell would want to. Like, are people going to there's fans that go sitting there? Do they sell for the combine?
They had 40,000 show up just to look at what's his name.
Did they really? I didn't even know that. Oh, wow. Well, then they should.
Just to look at Mendoza. They had 40,000 show up.
I'd want that. Yeah. Downtown Buffalo would love it, or wherever you could put it.
Well, it's going to have to be indoor, right? So indoor stadiums mainly. But I think when you do it in LA, just think about Houston, Dallas. Excuse me.
I'm trying to think of places that it could help. Yeah, I mean, why not? Definitely. If I didn't realize that many people show up to this. Yeah. Boy, people are sick. They're sick, man.
Kyle Davis says, move the draft up a month and cancel the pro day. Interesting thought. Here's a question for you as we transition to the NFL. Bill.
I'd be okay with that.
Bill, would you rather do the draft first, then free agency, or free agency, then the draft?
I would rather do the draft first.
Why?
Because I think you can – I think really truthfully, well – I don't know. Now that I think about it, well, no. I mean, I would be okay with the draft first, and then because you can address your needs in the draft, and then anything that you didn't address, you can do it in free agency. Truthfully, I mean, you can pretty much do that. Free agency addressing, but my thing is I think it should be reversed. I think draft first. And then address everything else in free agency. If you get your quarterback that you wanted, that could be the potential franchise, then you're good at quarterback. Maybe you look at a backup in free agency. If you don't, then now you're really having to go out there and and push it in free agency. So I think it should be draft first and then free agency.
All right, John, you're up.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that. It would be interesting. I mean, what would happen to how would free agents feel? You know what I mean? Like the players, that would be interesting to see then those guys that might want to be, might want to have a deal ahead of time, might want to be able to figure out a way to stick with their team or renegotiate whatever before that.
Well, and here's another thing. Let's say you're let's say you're Aaron Rodgers, right? And, you're not, obviously he doesn't know. I mean, I think he's going to sign, but let's not even say Aaron Rodgers. Let's say you have a veteran quarterback, right? Who's now a UFA. Okay. And they maybe have their eye on a team, right? And this team may be picking pretty high in the draft. Okay. And, they maybe communicate and well, we're leaning more towards this and we're, let's say they do go out and they trade up and they get that number one quarterback or number two quarterback, even number three quarterback. Now that free agent says, well, maybe I can cross them off the list.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. What about a guy like Hendrickson sitting there?
Yeah.
At the just thinking he's waiting. It'd be a
Yeah.
little different probably for
Wow.
him.
I got thoughts on that, but we'll
Yeah.
get to that later.
And here's the thing, and I'll go back to John again. To both of yours point, how do you think that would affect the overall cap, the amount of money given in free agency, which is over $2 billion? Also put the draft, then the FA. Yeah,
Mhm. I like it. I like it. Yeah.
But what would it do? I mean, all the players would rage because I don't think people would pay as much. What say you, John?
Oh, I don't think so either. I know. I agree. I mean, because a lot of things would be filled at draft day. Offensive different the lines, the whole thing. I get my edge rusher. Now I'm not so crazy about Hendricks, and maybe I'm not gonna give all that money to Phillips instead. You know what I mean? And I can work it a different way. No, I think that'd be a huge difference. It'd be great. I would love to see it. I'd like to see the switch.
And that's probably the reason why they're not doing it. And the NFLPA doesn't allow it because they're saying, hey, you know what I mean? Like our guy wants, because here's what it is now. You're trying to fill voids with free agency and then hope that you can address the rest of everything with the draft, So, that doesn't always work out too well.
I'm going to give you the devil's advocate. And Kyle says, or Kirk to Atlanta, and then they take Penn. He says, would have helped Russell Wilson, as he probably doesn't go to the New York Giants, for them to simply just take Dart and Thing, or Kirk to Atlanta and then they take Penix. I agree with that, Kyle, but I'm taking the opposite end. So now I think some of the higher free agents, I think there's going to be a massive gap there because if I don't get my prized defensive end, now there's a bidding war for Trent, right?
Yeah, that is true.
I think it's the flip side. So the players might say, at least the top players might say, hey man, they don't get their player, my salary's going to go up and up and up, right?
Yeah, right.
Because
true.
If you win the draft saying I want Messidor, I want Bain, I want Bailey,
right?
Kid from Texas A&M or whatever, and you don't get them. So I think, like you guys, I would try it, test it out because I think it would be, add some interest to it. So that's our college spiel right now. Would have felt, Kyle. That's our college spiel. Now we're going to move to the NFL. All right, so we have the draft combine. What I would want to know from you, first of all, we'll go with Billy first. Billy, you're the general manager of any team. You went to the combine. You saw all the players in there. Does that have an effect on after you see them? I know we don't like the numbers and everything, but after seeing that, you might say, okay, I didn't realize the offensive tackle position so deep in the draft, stuff like that. And you as a GM, you're playing in free agency. Does it change after having gone to the combine, or do you keep it the same?
Well, I don't think it changes much because I think they already pretty much know. A lot of times, I mean, hey, they've had scouts on the ground looking at these guys, in college extensively. They've got tape on every good game, every bad game, every mediocre game. They've got everything on tape. So I don't think it changes that much. I think when you go there, it may be, like I said, I've said it before. I think the biggest thing that the combine addresses is actually sitting down with these guys and getting a feel for where their headspace is. Because let's face it, you can't get that on film, right? So I think that's the biggest thing, that the biggest takeaway. Now, maybe it changes your perspective once that, but I don't think it really – I think maybe there might be onesie twosies where that's true, where they look at something, or maybe they didn't get a good look on a guy, and they see him in the combine, and he's better than what they figured, and they kind of change their drafting strategy a little bit, or maybe he's worse, and they change their drafting strategy. Hey, now that we saw this guy, let's put him as our number one. Let's take him, bump him down a notch, But I think they pretty much know. I think they pretty much have a feel for all the guys there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. John, your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I kind of agree there with Bill. I mean, I think they know a lot. I mean, I guess some places like, I guess sometimes a guy that comes out maybe from the University of Buffalo, different play, but even that's the MAC. There's still eyes on him. The biggest thing for me is being able to speak to them. I think that's huge because I got all the tape I could want. I got all my scouts. I got everything. I hope I don't change my plan. I hope my plan doesn't change because of something that happened at the combine. Because now, if that happens, that's got to be a disaster, right? Because everything is rolling. We're going into the draft. We're getting everything going to free agency. If all of a sudden my stuff changes because of something that happened there, boy, that would be, that would probably be a bad situation.
Okay, John, my question to you is, other than an event that, and I'm only thinking of the bench press, why not?
Right.
Why not do shells and helmet? Why not do shoulder pads and a helmet? Why not?
Yeah, no, I don't know why not. That's a great question. I don't know why. Well, I probably know, but you know what I mean. No, that'd be good. Yeah, I'd have no problem. I think so.
Billy.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. I mean, I know, like John said, that they don't want their investment, not yet their investment, their potential investment to be hurt. But I'm
not talking any contact. I'm just talking doing your drills in what you're going to wear on game day.
I mean, I'm fine with that. I think they should do that technically.
It should,
because you're not getting if you're doing it just in shorts and a t-shirt. That's not really. You're not getting that's not an accurate, testing environment.
Right, because you want to practice as you play. That's one thing. If I'm the NFL, I would look to, and the NFL already makes gobs of cash. As I looked in the team, with the salary cap going up to where it is over $300 million, they now have almost $9.5 trillion in cap for the NFL. $9.5 trillion in cap for the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is getting to the not quite to the points of soccer, but European football, but it's getting there. But I would definitely look to do that. I just think that's a more accurate, like you guys are saying, representation of your talent. Anybody can run when there's nothing there, right? When you look up in the air and make a great catch when your helmet's not on, right?
Well,
go ahead, Blake.
It's similar. I mean, you and I were in the military. It's similar to in the military when you're going to a range, right? You can do that the EST 2000 or whatnot. Where you're shooting a simulated thing indoors. But what happens a lot of times you're still in full battle rattle because you want to once you get out on that range, you're going to have your LBV on, you're going to have your Kevlar, you're going to you're going to have to do so that's it's kind of the same thing. It's kind of the same thing, It's
I totally agree.
You want to simulate the NFL environment minus the contact, but you want to simulate the NFL environment. I'd move it outside even.
Right.
What can you, okay, we want to see your, we want to see you pass block in sleep,
Yeah.
Right.
Hit that sled. Kyle says they should do a 7-on-7. I think the only reason they don't do that is because nobody's insured at that point.
Yeah.
If they were all insured and signed, sure, that's what the OTAs are for. know, and the moment they go to OTAs, they're in shoulder pads and helmets, right?
Right.
So I don't know why you don't do that for the combine. But all right, so the way it currently is right now in the NFL, we have the combine, which highlights all the players that are, well, I mean, it really doesn't highlight all the players, which is kind of weird, but I guess that would just take forever. They only invite a certain number of players to the combine, which kind of is how these pro days led to these pro days, right? Because if Billy, if three of us are playing and only Billy gets invited, Billy's like, screw you guys, come to my university. I'm going to show off John and Ed too. So I understand that concept, and I don't hate that because I think the NFL, but the NFL says if you can play, we'll find you.
Yeah.
Which is true. They do.
They do.
The Buffaloes and all that other stuff. So the way the current format is, you have the combine, you get to look at the crop of players coming in, and then you have free agency. And the free agency begins at the start of the new league year, but they have the bidding wars before that. So the 3 days before bidding wars, they use something, they call it the legal tampering, which is an oxymoron because if it was legal, it wouldn't be tampering. We're just going to call it.
Makes no sense. They just move it up. Just move the damn move free agency up.
We're going to call it bidding. And here's another thing I learned today is that if I have Billy on my team, I cut him at the beginning of the new league year, and I want to do a post June 1. He has to be on that roster for 24 hours, which I think is stupid because anything could happen. If said player does anything, right? And then you can't, you still have him on your roster.
Right.
If I'm a player who's savvy and has a roster bone, go, oops, I got hurt. There goes the hammy.
Right?
Because you're going to force an injury settlement, or you're going to force them to still be on the team, which I thought was quite odd today. But anyway, we'll get into the bidding wars. So what I want to do in the bidding wars is we still have, there's still plenty of available free agents. So, Bill, you're going to start us off, right? So I just want just want one name, Billy. One name of you felt was like the most perfect fit. Like there was a need for a team, the player was there, the need met the player, and they, harmonized without going overboard on the quiche. So go ahead, Billy.
Recent.
Anyone you want, sir.
Okay. Are you talking? Maybe I had to miss.
Okay, pick a free agent that just signed with another team.
Okay, got it.
That had a need, and it was a perfect fit.
Okay. Well, he hasn't signed yet, but I think it's the agreement is in place. I'm hearing Malik Willis is going to the Dolphins.
Yes, he did sign an offer sheet. Yes.
Okay, so that to me is replacing Tua Tagovailoa. That to me was a pretty good sign for Miami.
So go deeper into that, Billy. Do you like his legs? I mean, he has such a small size.
He does. He's what as a starter? I think he's 3-3. I think as a starter,
4-2 maybe. I think.
Okay, I thought he was 2-1
Yeah, you're right. 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Okay.
Small sample size. What do you like about him?
Well,
go ahead.
I mean, I think it's very small. It is a very small sample size.
But you're right. The need was there for Miami.
Yeah, and I mean, I think I think he's going to fit pretty good in Miami. I think he's got the legs. I mean, I watched him a little bit last year. He can throw the ball. He's accurate. He has good reads. Like I said, he is mobile. He's mobile, but he's like he can slide the gap too. As a quarterback, he could slide the gap. Which is kind of like he's not a pocket passer, but he has very good, progression awareness. I think.
Very cool, and there's no doubting it was a need that was over in Miami. The only person,
and I'm not sure that he's going to pan out. I mean, I'm not sure that he's going to pan out, but
he's probably just holding the place, right? Because I think they're in the Manning sweepstakes, probably.
Yeah, and no one knows him more than Miami brought him into Green Bay. Yeah, I know. That's true.
He can't be the
played him on scout team. New assistant GM drafted him in Tennessee. Yeah,
I'm assuming he's there though just to get to Arch Manning. Like I can't believe that this is a thought that they're going to
So he's a stopgapper, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I can't believe he's the thought. Like really, I mean, they might have.
They're not going to be good this year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like this has to be tanking time.
They've unloaded so much of their roster, and rightfully so.
Yeah, perfect.
And I think they're going to win about 3 games. And I agree, John. I think you may see he's maybe a stopgapper. So
yeah, and Kyle brings up a point. I have a question. Why can Tua sign with Atlanta even if he's not cut? He didn't sign with them yet. He just has a deal in place for when he's cut, because they know he's going to be cut. No one's going to give a draft pick. And you're right. He could still be traded. That's a very good point, Kyle. He can still be traded up until the point where the new year begins, because then they're going to designate him as a post June 1 for 24 hours. But that's a good point, John.
But we don't know that. We don't know they may have a gentleman's agreement too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Teams. They do. Yeah, they do. That's the team that he wants to go to. All right, John, give me your one perfect fit.
It's funny because one of the perfect fit, some of these perfect fits I can't use because the money was too crazy. So because some of them are obvious, but I mean, like obviously Linderbaum's perfect for the Raiders.
Oh my God, yeah.
But the price is craziness. What they did to the
$81 million
center the whole thing is they blew it up. I mean, that was just nuts to me. But I mean, it's perfect, right? You want him. That's good. You got the quarterback. So I mean, I was kind of avoiding him because I thought it was just the money's just too crazy. So I'm going to go with one guy that I think the Giants will be happy with, Isaiah Likely. I think that was good.
Yeah.
I kind of like that one for them. They'll grab another tight end. They'll probably go 2 tight ends. They got what they have. They brought I thought they overpaid for Wan'Dale Robinson, but I guess if he's familiar with, with the new offensive coordinator, Dable, maybe that's all good for them.
Yeah. That was a little bit of a head scratcher as well.
Yeah.
Because he's just simply a slot receiver. He's not a 1 or 2. That's a lot of money to give up for a slot. I'm going to throw some names at you, see if you like it or didn't like it. I'm going to go with the 3-year deal for Mike Evans going to San Francisco. And I know you can avoid him, but John, you start us off. Do you like that move or what?
No, I can't like. I would like it if I could think he could play more than 6 games. I'd love it, But just the thought that he's not going to make it because this hamstring is pretty good. That you're not going to get you'll be lucky to get 12 games. So that's a tough one, but for me, especially with a team like San Francisco that has injury issues.
Continuously.
Yeah.
So that was weird.
Bill, thoughts?
On
that one.
On that one? Oh, yeah. No, I'm with John. I mean, he has a history of injuries, and he's going to a team with a history of injuries. So, from that aspect, I guess he'll fit right in. But from the team, moving forward and trying to make a deeper run than what they have, it's not gonna pan out too well if you don't have them. If you only get, like John said, 6 or 7 games out of them.
Yeah, so I got one from your hometown team, but we'll start with you, Billy. Billy, you did not resign your MVP of the team. You went out and got Dowdell.
Yeah, but I don't think you lost much.
Dowdell's older, can't catch the ball, doesn't return kicks, and it was $6.125 million for Dowdell and only $7 for what's his name. I thought it was stupid. I did. I had to say. I would have kept Kenny G, man. Why not? I mean, he was better. He should.
I don't know.
MVP of the team.
Yeah, well, I know. But I think they look at it like Rico Dowdle can give them something, and you still have Jalen Warren, and he's going to be now your third down back for sure. No doubt about that.
The same player.
Who's that?
Jalen Warren and Rico Dowdell.
No, I think Rico Dowdle's maybe a little bit more durable than Jalen Warren. I know he is older, but I don't know. I mean,
that one I didn't understand. If I have an offensive MVP and I pony up essentially what is $1.8 million,
we don't know the story. Maybe Gainwell didn't want to come back to the Steelers.
I know that's what Dr. McCown said.
I mean, that's
right. Yeah, there is that.
I mean, and I think if that's the case, I think you did a pretty good.
Yeah,
minus the being able to catch balls out of the backfield, you pretty much kind of did a 1-for-1. Maybe not totally, but you didn't lose too much,
Yeah, and then Kyle said, I just saw that too. Reek Woolen went to the Eagles on a 1-year deal. He says they tampered, but I don't think they call it tampering because Miami came out and said they were going to release him last week. So if a team comes out and says they're going to release him, then it's open to anybody to go talk to that player. That's why I don't think it's tampering. And he said another perfect fit for Kyle was, and I agree with Quay Walker and Nakobe Dean go to the Raiders to replace Billy's favorite player in the NFL, Max Crosby.
Yeah.
So I think that was an interesting one, and I think now we're going to move just a little bit. We're going to go to teams. So John, you start us off. Teams that did well and teams that lost so many players it was ridiculous. Go ahead.
Teams that did well. I think Seattle lost some players. I think they're going to, that they got to try to recoup. I'll go with a team that. There's teams that did well that are I think are already tanking. So I kind of like Arizona. I think they did a great job letting Murray go, just go with Brissett and Minshew and just tank. Miami doing what they're doing. They got to pay Tua, so they split it up in 2. So, okay, you got to let them go. The Jets, even though I don't know why they traded a 6th-round pick for Geno Smith, but they're in tank. Well, they have to get a quarterback.
Here's the thing, though. The Raiders are going to eat most of that salary, John. So I think the Jets are on the hook for $3 million, is what they said.
Oh,
so
and I got a 7th-round back.
And I got one. I got one team, and then you guys. I don't know. I think the Colts are not in that great a shape. Yeah. I think what they did with Pierre, the money. Fine, Daniel Jones and them are just. You've married to him. And that's a team that's probably should almost be in a tank in a situation where they're looking for a quarterback. And instead, they're going to be stuck. Don't you feel like I can just, when that injury happened to Jones, it just changed everything. And I think that whole team is in I think they could have a terrible year this year. I got a feeling for them, unfortunately.
Billy, give me a team
Team what?
that lost a lot or a team that did well.
Well, I agree with John. I think that the Seahawks lost a lot. They lost a lot of players.
Yeah.
I mean, Kenneth Walker going to the Chiefs.
Rick
and-
Williams on the Eagles.
Yeah. And by the way, I want to get your take. Do you think that moves the needle a little bit, him going to the Chiefs? Do you think that makes that team better? Kelsey's probably going to come back, right?
He's definitely coming back. $12 million. 1 year
Yeah,
deal.
yeah, he's probably, and that's probably going to be it for him. He's probably got one more year. I mean, do you think maybe now that they've got Kenneth Walker, that's going to make that offense better? I mean, I don't know. I still don't think that they're going to be that good. I don't.
Well, what do we know about ACLs and ligaments like that? Mahomes is not going to be Mahomes until 27.
Until the second year, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, Kenneth Walker.
And you could say that with Daniel Jones, too.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
We can say that with Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's
why I would not give that guy a long-term contract. They just wouldn't do it.
Well, yeah, and I mean, I don't know. The
other team that got hammered in free agency is the Green Bay Packers. They lost.
They did. I mean, now you're losing Rashawn Gary to Dallas.
Yeah.
And you already lost Micah Parsons. Or I'm sorry, you got Micah Parsons, but you're losing Rashawn Gary.
You lost Quay Walker today. You lost Romeo Dobbs. I mean, I mean, I don't know what kind of game they're playing there. And as far as the roulette for the Russian roulette for Arch, I think he plays 4 years at Texas. I think he follows his dad or his two uncles.
Why would you? I mean, he's making what? Yeah, he's getting paid at Texas. Why would you? Why would you not?
I know
exactly.
Why would you not? And I said it before. I thought he played well. I thought the second half of last season, I thought he played well. He just got better and better as the season went on, and he really did.
He's going to determine the whole quarterback market as whether or not he comes back or not, which is going to be fascinating.
And I had a feeling he would. He would get back to. Or he would get to true form. I really did. I don't know.
I did as well, but I thought that this year he might. The only reason I thought he might come out is because the Raiders had the pick, and he'd love to pair up with Brady. Brady's eventually going to get away from the booth if he gets a quarterback. If he had a Manning, he would have left the booth.
Right.
Go ahead, John.
How do you guys ever think, and this is way off the board, that the Raiders would be better off trading this pick and not taking this kid? Because I'm not quite sure with Mendoza. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a talent of it, whatever. But I don't see it with Mendoza. But maybe I'll probably be very wrong. But I'm just saying, could you imagine?
They could probably get a haul because everybody's in love with him. But I'm like, I don't know if his game translates. And here's the thing. You're coming in with literally, not even figuratively, literally the weight of the world on your shoulders. You are the savior of this proud franchise, and you have the GOAT working with you. That's a lot to handle. Maybe the kid is able to handle it, but I'm like you, John. I'm a little hesitant. If somebody comes in and blows me away with a package of picks and a player or two, man, I don't know. I don't know. I might.
Can I say one other thing? I'm going to say this right now. Everybody's saying about Max Crosby signing with the Ravens, and it's such a great signing and all that. I'll tell you what. You look at it, that's another team that lost a lot of guys.
Yeah.
I mean, really, when you look at it. I mean,
Definitely.
Tyler Lindenbaum, Isaiah Likely, Charlie Kohler.
That cost you because of the Crosby deal.
Yeah. Jordan Stout,
number one.
Ardarius Washington, Gilman, all those guys. Yeah. And here's the thing. Here's what a lot of people don't understand. Max, they always want to, pile on TJ Watt. When you look at Max Crosby's stats the last couple of years, he's been a little bit better than TJ Watt, but that's about it. His production has fallen off as well. He's only 28.
Yeah,
so
the best player in the last couple of years has been is Mr. Hendrickson.
Trey Hendrickson, yeah, absolutely. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know, that this is such a slam dunk that everybody's saying. No. They lost a lot of guys, and I don't know.
Vegas has them on. They're the number one. They're the number one favorite in the AFC to go to the Super Bowl.
That's Wow.
Insane. I'm Billy. I'm with you.
I don't.
First of all, cost them 2 picks. It cost them 7 players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think that I would have done that.
No,
I don't think it's as good as I don't think it's as good as what people think it is.
No.
So
Kyle also says, beautiful thought, John. They could get so much for that and get Arch next year. They could. And what do you think about KC if they went out and got Kyler Murray to fill in for Mahomes? That would be insanity. And he says, New Jersey Jets, why trade for Fitzpatrick and pay him to tank? I don't know. But
they're wet.
Being sarcastic with the Fitzpatrick and the
I don't know why Murray just doesn't end up in Minnesota.
Oh my
Kyler
God.
Murray.
Well, they said they met, and they
Just
feel
do it.
that he's going to sign. I think that he's going to sign with Minnesota. Yeah.
What do you think? What do you think? Kevin O'Connell asked him about Call of Duty, Bill.
I mean, I don't know. This kid, he's undersized is number one. And I don't know. Like, he just doesn't seem like his heart's in football.
Billy, would you have had a PlayStation 5 and everything all set up in there with the latest Call of Duty just playing in the background as you're interviewing them?
No,
I mean, honestly, God, I would. I would deck the room out, with the statistics of who's top in the thing, just see what he says. He is immensely talented. There was also talk that he might go back to baseball because he was an incredible baseball player.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, he is immensely talented, but he is undersized. He is an undersized quarterback.
But his arm is legit. The problem is if he was 2 inches taller, hell, if he was just 6 foot, he'd be unbelievable.
Right.
But as you're saying, he's not. I think that Minnesota. What do they see in that guy? What did they see in him?
I don't know why they decided to give the keys to the Ferrari to this kid.
Wow.
I just don't understand it. It's a of all coaches too that's to sign off on that.
Yeah.
Of all coaches to sign off on that, the guy that who, let's face it, brought Sam Darnold back from the dead. Yeah. I don't understand. I don't understand
and also
it at all.
Baker Mayfield, because he was the offense coordinator in LA.
Right.
Go ahead, John.
Yeah. Just go play baseball for a year, see how it goes. If it doesn't work, come and take over for Stafford and the LA Rams for 2 years. Yeah, that's because he's a very interesting case. The guy was pretty much he's got a terrible back problem. He's gonna miss most of the year. Yeah, and here
he's on a respirator.
Yeah, I mean, boy, I don't know.
MVP like here. Go ahead, John.
Yeah.
No, I think it seems like Minnesota might already have resigned themselves to the fact that they made a mistake, right?
I think so too.
Well, I mean, I've been hearing that Kyler Murray and that they already met, and I've been hearing that the deal's all but done. That's what I've heard. I don't know what you guys maybe have heard something different. Maybe I don't know. I've heard that the deal's all but done, and so I think he's going to Minnesota.
Next, there's nothing less, and I don't see because there's nothing else, right? Aaron Rodgers isn't going to leave Pittsburgh. Why would he leave? If he doesn't stay in Pittsburgh, he retires. I would assume. Why would he go somewhere new?
Pick a team who can figure out a match. I mean, if they hadn't been traded for Geno, I said he probably could have gone to the Jets, right? And they probably would have won.
Geno's
no, but I'm saying I know. Pick a team where Kyler Murray can go.
Right.
Nobody in the West, right? NFC West, nobody, right?
No.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's go.
Atlanta, but they got Tua now.
Yeah, they're going to get Tua, right? Carolina doesn't need him.
Right. You think Tennessee? Do you think they're sold on? They're sold on.
Oh yeah, that kid's gonna be good.
Yeah.
How about the?
Hey, we got Michael Gott chiming in. What's going on, Mikey?
Yeah, Mike. And we also had earlier. We had Daniel Berry chicken and
Daniel, how are we doing today?
So I can't find a team. Can you find a team for Kyler?
No, I said Minnesota. Minnesota's a perfect fit for him. Perfect fit. He's going indoors. He's going to go indoors. The only thing is, playing the NFC North, you're going to have to play outdoors some. You're going to have to play outdoors in Green Bay and Chicago. You'll still be indoors in Detroit. You'll be indoors at home where you're at. So that's
same setup as he had in the NFC West. Indoors in LA, indoors in home.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I think it's a no-brainer. And from like I said, from what all reports are saying the deal's all but done. It's just so
he could be electric there. I'm just saying he really could be. Leo to Washington. Who the hell's Leo?
Is it the guy from Kansas City?
Leo.
No. The linebacker?
Leo. Expand. Kyle, expand. If you're still on, Kyle, expand. So as we fade away into oblivion here for the night, I want a prediction from each one of you on one player and one player alone. Billy, where does Trey end up?
Trey Hendrickson.
Yep.
I don't know. That's a very good question.
I'll give you the teams that make sense, money wise, because there's not the money's running out, right?
Yeah.
He could go to Tennessee. Tennessee has a ton of money. Tennessee, I think they said has like they have a ton of money. He could.
They don't. They're done.
No,
they have 49 million left. He wants 35. They wouldn't do that. The Chargers
more than that.
They did, but they spent it all, Billy. The Chargers have 64 mil, but they brought Khalil Mack a 1-year deal. I think it's down to Vegas or Washington. Washington has $76 million. Vegas has 80. So they both could absorb him at 2 years, 35 mil a year. Give him 70 mil. Leo Chanel got it.
Here's the other thing. Here's another team I could say, and this may be. How about the Indy Colts?
Since they lost Kwity Paye?
Well, here's the other thing is he has a history with Lua Anarumo.
They only have 23 million though, Billy. That's all they have left under the cap.
What about your Bears, John? What about the Eagles?
Bears have only 9 million left.
Now, are they not? So, no, he's got. If the case, can these teams make it work somehow though?
Yeah,
of course. Borrow from tomorrow.
Yeah. Because Dallas, wouldn't they consider borrowing from everyone?
And I think he's had history with Dennis Allen as well.
Dallas is 16 million above the cap. I'm telling you, the two teams that will work without blinking an eye,
Chargers,
three, will be the Raiders at 80.6 million, Washington at 76 million, and the Chargers at 65 mil. After that, it falls off a cliff to 49. So he wants 2 years, $70 million. So that would leave Washington with 40 million left in cap, and that would leave the Raiders with 45 million left in cap.
How about even the Bucks?
They'd have to move heaven and earth.
Yeah,
that's the problem. I don't know how many people are going to want to borrow against tomorrow. Looking forward to the Bears going that extra mile this year. Climbing to the summit could happen. Can't wait to see.
Yeah.
Michael, you must stop doing that. Whatever you're doing, you must stop doing. It's hurtful to you. You must stop doing it. Just kidding. I don't know about the Bears. I mean, they did a good job, but I'm not quite sure who's coming out of that division because Detroit looked like they got up a little bit better.
You don't think the Colts might try to try and
Well, they
that was his Lou Anarumo was his former defensive coordinator.
Yeah, but they haven't even signed Daniel Jones yet.
Mm.
Right.
They can make it happen.
I mean, literally, Billy, anybody could, but you're borrowing from tomorrow because the cap went up 22 million this year. I was just going to go up 20 million and then probably another 30 million, right? But anybody could borrow against tomorrow. It's just the fact that if you think you're ready to win, what does he want to do? Does Trey want to take less money to a team that thinks they're ready to win, or does he just want money?
Right.
Because our boy in Cleveland said he just wanted to win, and then Cleveland said, "Hey, here's 41 million a year," and he said, "I want to win, and I'm staying." So it just depends. It's because it's all in his. It's whatever he thinks. I think that maybe by the night he signs, but I don't know. We'll find out.
He's not going to go too much longer. He's not going to. He's going to be off the board very soon.
Because the money's running out.
No, he's hurt. He's injuries, and he's 30, right? 31, whatever he is.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I mean,
even the dog disagrees. I'm pretty sure.
I feel like the Chargers fit perfectly, or I feel like either if we're going with the money, Washington or the Chargers. I feel like they could use it. Both of them could use them.
Yeah,
be perfect.
And Michael says Raiders better get draft picks right in the coming seasons after letting Max go. That is a definite gamble. Is going after draft picks
right
when you're there. Well, all right. It's time.
All
The
right.
dog says it's time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our new time, 6 p.m. on Tuesdays. It's great. It's right before dinner, and it allows you to watch all the hockey and other things going on you would like. It gets you free at 7 o'clock. So it's been a blast. And anybody have anything left? Nope. Lights out.
Yeah.